We're like the oldest brewery in New York City. We've been around since 1991, actually, but Chelsea's been around since 1995.
Okay.
We used to be in Manhattan for 20 years, and we moved up here a couple years ago.
Yeah, of course.
We're a full production brewery. We do contracts as well. We brew for, several different breweries as well as our own. You guys joining the tour? Sure, come on. I was just saying, we're the oldest brewery in New York City. We've been around since 1991. We were in Manhattan for 20-some odd years. We came up here a couple years ago, expanded a little bit. We do contract brewing as well as our own beer, so we make beer for other people as well. And we're an all malt brewery. We don't use any corn or rice. We just use barley and malt.
Hops? Do you use hops?
Well, hops is different than malt is for the sugar. Hops is for the finish.
Yeah, like some cheap beers use corn or like fillers instead of real wheat or
like Budweiser.
Barley. Instead of barley, they use corn.
Budweiser is mostly rice.
The rice and corn, yeah.
Rice?
Yeah, because you can use a starch, right? Any starch.
Any starch that you can make into a sugar.
Yeah, if you use them amylase, right? To turn the starch into sugars. Yeah.
Right. So we do use just malt, wheat, barley, wheat, hops, water, and yeast. So we stick to the German purity law. And again, we make hundreds of different recipes. But we have a pretty automated brewery. As you can see, that grain that's sitting up there is a complete recipe, and it has several different varieties of malt. And it actually has, you can see in the clear bags, that's malted barley or cracked barley. And so basically it gets staged up there. It goes into the mill room where we crack open the barley. It gets brought up to the auger up to the top. That's the grist case. Basically the cracked grain goes up there for the start of the process. This is the mash tun. What's happening is we're dropping the grain into that tank, which has a false bottom with a very fine stainless steel grating, and it has mixing arms. And it's like making oatmeal. When you take hot water and pour it into oats, it gets sticky, clumpy. You have to stir it. And by adding hot water to it, it's going to break those starches down into smaller sugars that we can ferment on. So it'll be in this tank for about 2 hours, recirculating and collecting all of that sugar from the barley. Then it gets transferred to the kettle.
Yeah, I like the same thing with my dad.
In the kettle now. Yeah. In the kettle, we have two things we're going to do in there. The first thing is we're going to sterilize it. We're going to bring it up to a full boil. That'll sterilize anything. And then we're going to add our third ingredient, which is hops. Now, hops is a flour, and what we're trying to extract from that flour is the oils. And obviously, oils and water don't mix, but at high temperature, we can break that oil down. The purpose of the hops are for two things. One is for balancing. Any beer that you make, if you don't add hops to it, will be too sweet at the end. Even if you ferment it out for a long time, there will still be residual sugars. So what hops do, the first addition of hops is to balance the beer and make it palatable. The second, third, and fourth additions of hops are for aromatic and for flavor. And we get hops from all over the world. The Northern Pacific is big for the United States, but we get hops from England, Germany, Czechoslovakia, Australia. So each different plant has a different characteristic to it. Some of them give you piney, some give you grapefruit. You're drinking the Royal?
The Angel.
Hop Angel?
Yeah.
You had the Royal.
This has dry hopping, right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah,
we're going to talk about that in a minute.
Really strong, yeah. I mean, we do, we're amateur brewers, so we kind of know a little bit about the dry hopping. Yeah, you can tell,
And that Royal is one farmer in the whole world grows it. He's a doctor who perfected it, and you get almost like a strawberry berry finish rather than what you're getting is citrus. Correct.
Who is that? You say it's only one location in the world for...
For one particular hop.
Oh, okay. And where is it?
In California. Well, actually, Northern Pacific.
But there's like hundreds of hops.
Thousands.
Yeah.
Thousands now.
No, we got a bunch in England because we used to live in England, and there's a lot, like 50, like we have so many different ones.
Yeah, we use a lot of English hops here. We find that they're not overbearing, that they balance the beer.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, like our stout and our blonde, and we use. We're going to talk about that next. Is
You guys from England?
No, we live in London. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're not from there though. He's from France and I'm from Puerto Rico.
Okay.
So anyway, the last thing that we do when it leaves the kettle is we're going to bring it into this device, which is what we call a hop pack. And what this does is we'll fill this with whole leaf hops, and then this gets hooked up as a shower into this.
These after the boil.
After the boil.
Okay.
But it's still over 200 degrees.
Yeah.
So when it's exiting here, it's now going to go into basically a tea bag. And we're going to, again, that's where we're going to get really aromatic and finish hops in this.
So this is like equivalent to like the last, like when you're doing home brewing, like the 10 minutes.
Correct. This is like the last
like
one.
the burn of
Correct.
the last one. Okay.
Right. And again, every ounce of it is going to rinse through that on its way out through the heat exchanger. It'll go through the heat exchanger. It'll go from over 200 degrees down to 60. And then it'll go into this part of the brewery, which is the fermenting side. And what happens here is when we enter the tank, we have 3 of our 4 ingredients. We have malt and water. We added hops. Now we're going to add yeast to it. So we put a slurry of yeast into it at 60 degrees. And what will happen is that yeast will reproduce for several hours to be able to consume all the sugar in its environment.